Arc Logic is an amazing auto rifle from the moon, which was just reissued with new random rolls. This has always been an auto rifle that people overlooked, but now I believe it has potential to be one of the top choices when it comes to auto rifles and high-level PvE content, and it's not half bad at PvP either. That's why today I'll be going over how you can easily farm for this weapon, and which perks you want to look out for while grinding for a god roll. But first, if you find this video helpful, please help me out by liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Also, if you'd like to have a chance of winning this Threads of Light emblem, make sure you're subscribed and leave a comment that contains a hashtag that will appear randomly during the video. Now, let's get into the guide. Arc Logic is a 600 RPM arc auto rifle, which is still the best archetype for auto rifles, and the fact that it's arc makes it stand out from my go-to auto rifle, the Gnawing Hunger. Now, the way you get this is by completing the Essence of Failure on the moon. If you've already obtained the essence once already, you just need to purchase a new one from the Lecturn of Enchantment. If you haven't unlocked it once, you just need to complete activities on the moon until it randomly drops for you. The essence requires activities on the moon, auto rifle kills, and a weapon part found in the lunar battlegrounds. For the exact location of that part, or any other parts for moon weapons, check out the video on the top of your screen or in the description. While doing the other objectives, I would recommend doing as many activities as you can at once. So for instance, if you're getting kills for a patrol, make sure you're using an auto rifle and kill the enemies from the nearby public event. If you do that, the essence will be completed in no time. Taking a quick look at the Arc Logic stats, we see that it has 44 range, 41 stability, and 68 handling. Because the base handling on this is so high, in the first column, you want to go for some extra range and stability. Small bore is great for this to give +7 to range and +7 to stability. Corkscrew rifling is great for getting +5 to range, stability, and handling. And arrowhead brake is also a good option to increase the recoil direction to make it slightly more vertical, which is really nice on Arc Logic. If you manage to get some good perks in the last few columns though, you shouldn't stress out about the first perk. In the second column, most people will go with accurized rounds. This gives us a +10 to range with no downsides. The only other perks you may want would be a pendant mag or tactical mag for a higher magazine size. Tactical mag even gives extra stability and reload speed. However, the magazine size is already fine, so I'm just going to stick with accurized rounds. In the first main perk slot, we have quite a few options. In PvE, I'd recommend either Feeding Frenzy or Surplus. Feeding Frenzy to increase reload speed after kills. Definitely a fan favorite reload perk, but what I would go for is Surplus. Surplus gives us increased handling, reload speed, and stability for each fully charged ability. I used to hate this perk, but after using it on Hung Jury and a few other primary weapons, it's slowly becoming one of my favorite perks. As long as you aren't using ability spam builds, you have an amazing reload speed, hardly any recoil, and you can swap to it much faster, which is very important when fighting anti-barrier champions and Nightfalls and Master Vault of Glass. For PvP, in this slot, you could also go for one of those perks, but Tunnel Vision, Heating Up, and Killing Wind are all great options as well. Tunnel Vision is basically kill clip for aim assist. Heating Up causes final blows to increase accuracy and stability temporarily. And Killing Wind causes final blows to increase mobility, range, and handling temporarily. For the final column, we have two things that stick out. Surrounded and Frenzy. Surrounded gives you an additional 30% damage buff when surrounded by 3 or more enemies. With Surrounded Spec, you instead get a 40% damage buff. This is especially useful in encounters like Confluxes in the Vault of Glass, where there are multiple levels where enemies spawn. If you're on the left or right sides, Surrounded will proc off the enemies below you that can't even see you. Frenzy gives you a 15% damage bonus after being in combat for 12 seconds, as well as giving increased reload speed. Both of these are great damage perks, but Surrounded is a little hard to keep up since it is an auto rifle, so Frenzy will be the more reliable perk of the two. Once you get it going in PvE, you pretty much have to try to lose it. The reload speed is also really nice when paired with Feeding Frenzy or Surplus. This will give you the quickest reload speed possible. You may also consider Wellspring in this slot to get ability energy off of kills. This is perfect to pair with Surplus. You can use your abilities, then get them back quickly to proc Surplus again. Unfortunately, there aren't any super good perks in the final column for PvP. Frenzy is decent, but not the best. It's really hard to get it started and then to keep it going. However, there may be one more you could consider for PvP, and that would be Elemental Capacitor. Your gun will get extra perks depending on the subclass you're running. Solar gives you extra reload speed, Arc increased handling, Void increases stability, and Stasis reduces recoil and increases movement speed while aiming. The Solar and Arc abilities aren't too important, but if you plan on running Void or Stasis, this will definitely be nice to have. Overall, the god rolls for the Arc logic will be for high level content like Grandmasters and Master Raids, Surplus and Frenzy for fast reload and extra damage that doesn't require kills, Feeding Frenzy and Surrounded for lower level activities where you're able to get close to enemies, and Surplus with Wellspring for builds that require you to use abilities often. For PvP, I would go with Killing Wind for the additional range and handling, or Surplus for the additional handling and stability, paired with Elemental Capacitor, assuming you're running a Void or Stasis subclass. Both of these will be very consistent rolls, or if you think you can keep up Frenzy in PvP, you may consider using that. I hope this video helped you out. If it did, please help me out by liking the video, sharing it with a friend, and subscribing to the channel. Thank you all so much for watching this far into the video. I'm Marshix, and I'll see you next time.